So I'm getting ready to do my workout. I'm gonna pop the spaghetti squash in the oven at 400 degrees for about 30 minutes. Chopping the spaghetti squash is you don't want to cut yourself. So here's a little safety tip. Cut off the ends with the sharpest knife that you have. When you cut off the ends, stand it on its end and then slice it down. Rub it up with some olive oil, a little salt and pepper, slip it on a piece of parchment paper on a baking sheet, pop it into that oven for about 30 minutes. And then I'm gonna oil her up. There we go, oil up, oil up, oil up. That's all we need to do, rub her down, because you've already washed your hands. I know you have. You've washed all the hands. And then we're gonna do a little sprinkle of the salt. A little pepper. Pop her down on the baking sheet with parchment paper. Bam! Into the oven. Hi guys, I'm back from my workout, which gave me enough time to cook these beauties. Yes! So I'm going to show you my ingredients here that I've got. First and foremost, very important to the cooking process in COVID-19 is wine. You need a lot of wine, not just for the cooking, but to really tame the sanity here. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so one of my go-tos, kosher salt. It's cheaper than Malden sea salt. It works, it's awesome, and it's cheap. And I can tell you, you might actually find this in the grocery store right now. So one of the things, like I said, spaghetti squash, it's still in the grocery store. One of the things that is out, obviously, if you're going out and about, you know that chicken is not there. You know that beef is hard to come by. You know that the proteins, tofu, not so much there. What is there is frozen shrimp. So I am using some frozen shrimp that I've thawed out. Got a little spinach that I still had left over. My key ingredients, olive oil, salt and pepper, which I'm always using on everything. I have a little leftover basil. Maybe you can grow your own. You get some of that. You might have your own tree, but that is actually something I found in stores as well. I have a couple of little baby tomatoes, which I've been still finding in the store, so I'm gonna toss that in. Basically, I cook everything in a wok. Not only, really, the only reason I cook it in a wok is because it gives me more room to splatter things around and it's easy to clean up. Scraping the spaghetti squash on the side. Woo! She's hot, she's burning. Don't burn your hands like I am doing. Pulling it out of the spaghetti squash. It's like little noodles that just come pouring all out because they want to. It's awesome. It's like I just created a whole noodle dish and I don't even know how it happened. It's like a miracle from the ground. I love it. Okay. I'm gonna set aside that other spaghetti squash for probably tomorrow. And I'll scrape that out, just put it in a bowl, cover it up, and then I'll put that in the skillet tomorrow for a different dish. Poof, and we've got fire, love it. Tossing a bit of that garlic into this pan, okay? Tossing the garlic into the pan, throwing a little olive oil in there. Olive oil makes everything better. I've got the whole no makeup, just worked out at home. I've got the COVID uniform on apparently right now, which means I haven't showered yet today. All right, I'm heating up that olive oil, heating up the garlic, got it going on. I'm gonna toss in those shrimp. Just gonna toss them in briefly. They just need a couple minutes per side. Okay, so we're getting these shrimp rocking and rolling. Again, one thing that I think is necessary and crucial when making shrimp scampi, toss that in, just a little bit of it, season it up. I don't do measurements, I don't know what I'm putting in. I just toss a little bit of wine in, enough to give it some flavor. I probably put, exorbitant amount of garlic in there, probably like 4 cloves, because you know what? I'm pretty sure in the zombie apocalypse, garlic wards off all the zombies. So I'm hoping that in the COVID apocalypse, the same applies. Yep. Ooh, she's smelling good. She is smelling good. All right.
Girl, that smells good.
It smells good. All right, we've got our shrimp cooked. I'm just gonna toss that aside in a little bowl. Gonna be in a bowl. Coming back to my little wok situation. And here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw a little more olive oil on there. Just a touch, just a scotch, just a scotch. And then we're gonna put the rest of that garlic that I had chopped up, you know, my exorbitant amount. Couldn't even tell you. Maybe 4, maybe 5 cloves. Get crazy, it doesn't matter. Because you're not going to be seeing anyone other than the people that are in your house, and you might as well kiss them with garlic bread. It's gonna be awesome. So, that's how that's gonna roll. Take this little bit of spaghetti squash. I take about 1/4 of it. I line the bottom of the wok with it, so it's just getting heated up. It's already been cooked. I'm just giving it a little pizzazz is all I'm doing. I add a little bit more in, gives it a little more pizzazz. Have about half of that in there right now. I'm gonna throw a couple spinach leaves in there. Because why the heck not, you know? Also, gonna toss a little bit of basil, which I'm gonna tear. Because, you know what? I think that sounds cool. Tearing some basil. Get those flavors going. You're gonna toss that around. Toss it around, people. That's all you gotta do. And then, adding the last little bit of spaghetti squash up on in there that I've got, okay? Rock it out. I'm a person that likes hot peppers. I like a little bit of spice in my world. Actually, that's incorrect. I like a lot of spice in my world. I'm gonna toss a little pepper in there. Toss in a little pepper. You know, why not? Getting it going, getting it going. Little black pepper. Just to be clear, that pepper that I tossed in earlier was just a little bit of red pepper. And then, of course, I've got my kosher sea salt. Again, couldn't tell you how much I'm throwing in. It's about that much. I'm going to feel like I'm a chef, and I'm going to just sprinkle it on in there. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm still here. I'm going to take a couple of these beautiful little mini tomatoes that I got going on. I'm going to slice them up. Just chop them in half, because I'm going to garnish the top of them with them. That's it. Now, I'm going to toss that scampi stuff right back in there. Make this really smell good. And you know what? I'm not going to lie. Just in case we didn't get all the garlic out of that or all the good shrimp bits, I'm going to wash it out with a little wine, because that's what you do in COVID. You get crazy. Quick, easy. Got a workout in. We're getting our wine thing on. This is how we do it. I'm going to show you what this looks like. I'm going to toss it on the plate. I mean, if you want to get super fancy, I did this the other week. It was, you know, it was pretty cool how it turned out. I put it back into the little shell as a bowl, and it was kind of fun, but I'm not going to do that tonight because I just want to get my eating groove on. Top this with a little bit of those cut tomatoes. If I had some shredded Parmesan, I'd put it on. I don't got any, but I'm pretty stoked with what I do have right here. If you can see, this is basically my version of a spaghetti squash shrimp scampi, COVID style.